So a special treat tonight. We go from a potential Rookie of the Year to the Junior Knicks 2024 Coach of the Year, and we say hello to Mike Simmel. Mike, it's great to see you. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Oh, Bill, thank you for having me.
So tell us about your program, Bounce Out the Stigma. It's what led to you winning the award. Tell us about the program.
Yes, I was honored with the 2024 Junior Knicks Coach of the Year in last year, obviously. And Bounce Out the Stigma is created for children with all abilities. It started because when I was 2 years old, I've had epilepsy since then. And when I was 16, I was almost starting a basketball camp for having a seizure. I went on to play in high school, started Don Bosco Prep, then went to play on SUNY Purchase, then went on to play with the Harlem Wizards for 13 years. And in the midst of playing with the Wizards in 2005, me and my father created Bounce Out the Stigma because we did not want any kid to feel like I did at age 16, almost getting thrown onto the basketball camp. We went on. Since then, in 2005, 2014, I retired from the Wizards, and I took it on full time and went on since that time. I've been in over 25 states throughout the country running camps and programs. This year alone, this summer, we're going to have 15 camps in 7 states.
Wow, it's impressive. So how does the program work?
Well, really, the program works is we have kids with all abilities, kids with challenged youth, kids with invisible disabilities. They come to our program, whether we have camps in different states or we have camps that are basically based after-school programs and weekend programs and different workshops all throughout different parts of the East Coast. They come, they work with us, they build their self-empowerment. We show them that, you know what? Limits don't define you, but you define your limits.
Now, you have a great history. You mentioned your playing history with the Harlem Wizards, Purchase. You were also once a Knicks ball boy about 25 years ago. What was that like?
Yeah, well, that's when I had hair, and I was in college, and it was a great time, I tell you. People think that when you're a Knicks ball boy, it's all about glitz and glamour, being in the garden and being around the players. And
look at you there.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, look at me there. I had hair and it was blonde tips, and let's not talk about that. But, being the glitz and glamour, it was great to be around the players and stuff. But for me, being an aspiring coach, having the opportunity to go to practices and see guys like Tom Thibodeau as a coach, or Mike Malone, the great Brendan Malone, Don Chaney, Kevin O'Neill. You had Steve Clifford. You had the great Greg Brittingham as a strength conditioning coach. You had Mike Saunders and Saeed Hamdan on staff. And obviously the great coach Jeff Van Gundy was the head coach. So every practice was like almost going to basketball church. It was unbelievable. And the energy in the room, in each gym, in each practice was phenomenal. And the great players that they had at the time. It was awesome. And to learn in that environment was awesome for me.
Now, you've also written a book. Tell us about that.
Oh, man, my book, Never Give Up. It's a story about 2 boys named Xander Zimmons, obviously a fictional character. Xander Zimmons is kind of a catchy name. And Evan Thomas, a little more simple. But, these boys, they grow to become friends. Xander has epilepsy. Evan has autism. And they grow and they become friends, go through some adventures together. They go to a Mighty Mike Bounce Out the Stigma camp, and they meet other kids with other disabilities. These kids go through a bunch of adventures, have some fun, and we learn in the book that what makes us different is what makes us great. And it's geared for all children, ages 7 and up. And it's a great read for kids that want to do book reports, learn about disabilities. And heck, there's even in the back of the book, there's some drills that kids can do by themselves. And also there's some information age about some autism awareness and epilepsy awareness, some quick facts, and also some first aid tips as well.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for stopping by, and congrats on all you've been able to accomplish, and best of luck going forward.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Bill.
All right, Mike Simmel joining us here as we continue to get you ready for the Knicks and the Spurs. Coming up, betting strategy with Harrison Sanford and Sean Little. Josh Hart coming off the triple-double. How about the Knicks on the road, the first of a back-to-back? Stay with us. We continue after this.